So I woke up in the morning, fired up my PC, wanted to progress with my character, and what do I have to read? SRS is going to be nerfed, was nerfed. I don't know about, like I can't find anything online. So that's the right posting. Some enraging spirits can no longer be spawned from triggered fire skills. Therefore, I'm just fine with my setup. I don't trigger anything. So unless you were using the cast on minion triggered gem, it's bound on a condition. Summon spirits get casted if cast on crit, cast on minion, these things. So I don't have that in my build. So therefore, yeah, for me nothing changes. So in game on my GG character, boom. While active, your fire skills will also summon raging spirits, which are short-lived flaming skulls that rush a nearby enemy and destroy everything on sight. I'm in Cruel Act 1. I'm constantly at 10 raging spirits. Let's check this out in a more difficult scenario. I also got rid of the shield for full damage. Maybe swap back to the shield. I need to see this in a boss scenario. Now that I have a build fully online and decent gear, the game gets easier. It gets closer to, we go away from Ruthless mode and we go into normal league. That's how it feels like a little. Arctic Armor, GG. I never go down to whatever, it always says 3, so the effect is always on. And therefore I have Clarity and Vitality, which is mana regen and life regen. They are here. Arcane Tempo for massive 25% cast speed. Concentrated effect. Because I don't know if I can rely on this DPS number, but it's this gem gives the biggest damage number. Look at this. I go from barely 1k to almost 1.4. That's insane. 40%. Yeah, the spirits here, Feeding Frenzy, minion supported skills, deal 30% more damage. And in combination with, quick side note here, Pain Offering, Aura grants minions 39% more damage. Fire Pen and Ignition. I have cast on Ignite here. And it simply says, when this number here, this claw icon, when this goes to 100%, I proc Lightning Warp. It leaves behind shocked ground, and when I shock enemies, I get a 30% damage multiplier here. 1 skill point with this little mechanic here for this hidden tech, new tech unlocked. And it's also necessary at this point for real. Like, it reserves 60 spirit, so therefore I only have 2 Molotov guys. But the effect is so strong, it's way better than the mollies. The scenario where I take this off is in boss fights. Because it can be annoying in certain situations, right? If I cannot freely move and I teleport at the wrong moment. So it's very awkward. So I take this off. And for boss fights, I go up to 4 molly guys. Boom. And they deal a chunk of damage. They throw them faster and this is whatever. Other than that, I have Solar Orb. It deals a shit ton of damage, especially that it just stays in place, and I can fight around this objective. Basically, right? Proc this, proc the totem, controlled destruction, support at skills deal 30% more damage with hits and alignments, but they cannot crit. but I skill so much fire damage, not so much crit. So absolutely worth it. And Hourglass, supported skills, deal 40% more damage. This stat is super important for the Raging Spirits. I will also go for the movement speed, the big movement speed node. I will also go for the big movement speed node here, called Relentless Fallen. Movement speed and attack speed. Yeah, this buff is just nuts, right? 40% more damage. But it's a minion, and it needs to survive. Sometimes in like really nasty situations, I place it, it's instantly dead. But I tried to have it a bit more tanky, and I even gave it the 30 all res. This thing is more res than me, actually. I have no commit here, just because it's OP AF. So it hits for 1.4. Pretty much as the same as my Flame Wall. So absolutely viable playing, even though this is cold damage. But I scale up so much elemental damage. Takes a little while. Has an animation. But this absolutely nukes. Really, really nice finisher. I will probably respec this slightly. And yeah, let's talk about it. So starting out here, I have some spell damage, mini damage, spell damage, mini damage, and 2 Power of the Dead. And I have some strength to be more tanky. That's basically the skill tree from my leveling spec. Only difference now, as I mentioned, 1 point here to have the damage multiplier. And I'm going to respec this slightly. So all these nodes that say strength and these life regen shenanigans, they get a respect. It will say int instead, and it will go a different route. So this part of the tree will get cut out, and instead I will move up here to have more minion damage and so on. Base that, base that. Then I close that bridge, I close that gap here. And then I move on up here to all natural. Of course this stays the same. Then I will continue from here, down here. Grab even more minion damage. I don't have the gold for full respec, costs around 100k. That's all I'm doing if I'm gold and respec. Get those 3 points here. That's free. That's 35% minion damage. And then I continue down here and get the fire damage and so on. So this corner gotta go. And all the nodes need to say int. It was really nice at the beginning because I felt so squishy as a witch. So I went for a more tanky approach and it absolutely carried me. The ascendancy here, 50% damage mitigation. Maybe the next lab. Bro, I messed up my quest progress. Please, someone let me know this in the comments. Yeah, the second trial is in Act 3. But I progressed to Cruel Act 1. And now it's like time shifted. So there is no old Act 3, right? There's only End of Campaign, moving on to Act 1 Cruel. So my lab would be in Act 3. My second lab, I have the token for it here. That's the punishment for not doing the second trial before moving on to the next difficulty. So I have a decent energy shield with this. 350, why not? We will continue with the weapon here. So it has increased spirit, which is important to fit all activated skills. And it adds flat damage. Allies in your presence deal 4 to 11 additional damage. Sounds like not much, but it's really good with some Enraging Spirits. The important one is 2 to level to all minion skills. But yeah, I kept upgrading the weapon. Could be better of course, but it's decent, especially the plus skills. Same for the amulet plus skills. So my armor here has flat 31 to spirit. That's nice. I'm not using the tanky shield no more. Which, yeah, situational maybe, I don't know, maybe too complicated. But yeah, I got rid of the shield and have a focus here. With flat fire damage and spell crit, mana regen, mana, energy shield. Pretty nice. It used to be just a blue one. I crafted this from... It was a blue focus with just flat fire damage. And the energy shield or something, I don't know, but I crafted this up all the way. Fire damage, elemental resistance ring, some random cast speed ring, just flat life, movement speed. Maybe as a conclusion for this build and for the video, common thought will be probably, will it be still good for leveling? yeah, I guess like it was one of the best starters in PoE 1 as well. Yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching and have a nice day, guys.